Alright, welcome back to another unboxing for Victory at Sea by Warlord Games. Today we're going to be unboxing the USS Idaho for the United States Navy. The Idaho is a battleship, and it is in the same class as the New Mexico, which I have here. The New Mexico came in the US Starter Navy set. And the Idaho is very similar, almost identical ship in the same class as the New Mexico. So if we need to, we will be comparing the two ships side by side. As you can see, it's lead free, of course. Wouldn't be able to sell it otherwise. We've got our ship. By now, we are familiar with what we're going to get in here. We're going to get a resin model, some metal bits to add on, our ship card, damage sliders, and some instructions. So why don't we get into this and look at the Idaho. Now, I just wanted the Idaho for options. As the US and the Japanese Navy are my two primary navies, and just options are good. Both the US and Japanese navies have huge battleships, so I think it's nice to have the option of running a couple of smaller battleships instead. And there we go. So we have our model, and we have our cardboard. Look at the model first. This was packed by Katerina V, or the fifth, I don't know. Probably V. Must have a couple of Katerinas. And there is our Idaho. And again, just for a side-by-side comparison, there's the Idaho and the New Mexico. Very similar. I can see quite a difference in some secondary guns in the back. A lot more secondary guns in the Idaho than the model for the New Mexico. As well as some secondary guns up towards the front as well. So actually some rather significant differences. There's another bit here that's not on the New Mexico. So these are actually, decently different from one another. And we have our metal parts, which should be close to the same, but not like the ship, not necessarily identical. So we have our four guns. We have our stack there. Looks like we have our main bridge here. A stack, a secondary tower for the aft portion of the ship. And usually, although not exclusively, you need to be careful. Usually, Warlord puts the parts in order. So we have turret, bridge, stack, another tower, turret. So that looks like these are in order. But again, be careful because they aren't always in order. Although I will say it is nice when they are. So let's move that, or let's look at the model real quick first. So this does have a fair bit of flash. You can see up by the bow here, there's a bit of flash, but that's just going to pull right off. That's not really a big deal. At the stern, there's also a piece of flash. A little bit of cleanup around the edges, but not significant. Really nice smooth bottom. Really excellent models. I know some people are worried about resin. You really shouldn't be. It just requires a little bit more cleanup, before you get started. But I really enjoy the amount of detail that you can get in the resin when done right. And Warlord, in my experience, does their resin right. All right, get focused, and let's look at our cardboard. And again, we're getting pretty familiar with this. We've got our damage sliders, which I don't use. Looks like Magda packed this for us. Thank you, Magda. We have our instructions for assembly. And we do have a painting guide. So one nice thing about, at least on the retail ships, they sell as single ships. You do get a painting guide. The fleet starters only really give you instructions with no paint guides. I do enjoy having the paint guide, even though I don't necessarily use the exact same paints that they have there. I do use it to get close enough. We have our working with Warlord resin, and we have our New Mexico class battleship, of which the Idaho was part of. We have, these are 395 points. They are a battleship. Flag speed of 4. They are not the quickest ships in your fleet. They are a little bit slow. Armor of 6 is really good. Hull of 72 and 24. They have aircraft 4, which is nice. Armored deck, torpedo belt 2. We have 4 main turrets of 3 14-inch guns each. Point blank of 9, short of 18, long of 27, and extreme of 37. So for the most part, you're going to be getting probably short and long range shots out of the New Mexicos, or the Idaho in this case. We have one set of light guns, which are 12 5-inch guns, with ranges of 4, 8, 12, and 16. 6 attack dice, -2 to armor piercing. I may have missed, for the main turrets, they have 3 attack dice each, +2 to armor piercing, and 3 damage dice for every hit. So back to the light guns, 6 dice, -2 to armor piercing, 1 attack dice for every hit. They are restricted and weak. Our other set of light guns are 8 5-inch guns, which have ranges of 3, 7, 11, and 8, and 15. 6 attack dice, -2 to armor piercing, 1 damage dice, but they are dual purpose, restricted, and weak. So we can use those for anti-aircraft. And our anti-aircraft battery to start with is just a local 1. And then we have our real life statistics. The ships in the class, which were the Idaho, the Mississippi, and the New Mexico. So we have 2 of the 3 here. And then we have all of our refits, which there were several of for each of the ships. I'm not going to go through all of them right now. But once again, having 2 of these, I find the New Mexico's actually to be pretty significantly good in game. Their only drawback is their flank speed, but they do a lot of damage. When they get into range and start dropping their guns do a lot of damage, in my experience. But thank you very much. If this was useful to you, please like, subscribe, and keep on gaming, keep on painting, and we'll see you again next time. Thank you.